In the year 2022, retired rapper T.I. came out with his own trading indicator called the TII, also known as TI's indicator. Concerned that the trading community would not take him seriously, he later rebranded it into the Trend Intensity Index, and this is what we will be profiling today. What you know about that? Happy Wednesday, traders. It is the Trend Intensity Index, not created by a rapper. I am full of shit as usual. But an interesting one today. I like these indicators that lean more to the, I don't want to say obscure, but just something we haven't really seen much of on this channel. You'll see what I mean in a moment. Let's go ahead and get into things. Before we do that, if you're new, congratulations. You have found the premier indicator channel in all of YouTube. But you can't just jump into it. You can't just cherry pick videos. It's not going to work. You need to go to nononsenseforex.com, read that first page, watch that first video, and get yourself started. This channel is not for traders who want to take shortcuts. All the traders who wanted to take shortcuts have found this channel and left, and now they live on the street. Don't live on the street. Watch my videos. For those of us who are in front of a nice computer in an air-conditioned room, let's go ahead and get to the specs. The year here is going to be 2022. Like I said before, the type is a confirmation indicator. This is going to be a midline cross by the time we're finished with it. And as far as being an exit indicator, I will say a defiant no to this. And as soon as you see it, you will know why. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and look at it. There is not much to look at, but here it is. And if you don't already know, when price crosses and closes above this midline, that is going to be your signal to go long. And then conversely, that's going to be your signal to go short. There is nothing more to say about this. And I know what most of you are thinking when you see this at first glance. You're like, wow, this indicator is really, really slow. And you're right. It is. But for those of you who looked at this and said this is going to be too slow to produce any type of results and have left my video, ooh, you have missed out. Results are coming, and they are quite interesting. Apart from that, we know in our trading system at No Nonsense Forex, there is a place for slower indicators. Our second confirmation indicator should always be moving slower than the first. And these are vital pieces of our overall algorithm. So there is absolutely a potential place for this, so stay tuned. Before we get into the results, understand. Tests were not always done yesterday. They could have been done a while back. It varies. At the end of the day, the only thing that matters is how this performs in your system. Don't get too excited about great results. Don't get too let down about poor results. People used to complain about that back in the day, and now they too are living in a van down by the river. The rest of you know what's up. And for the rest of you, we are going to return the favor and hook you up with stuff down below, including a link to my automation blog, which has an embedded video on how to test this yourself on the MT4 Strategy Tester. You're going to get the blog, of course. You got to know what the tweak settings are, and that's where you're going to find them. You're also going to get Dan's YouTube channel, where you see a supplementary video to this video, and especially this week. I'm not going to ruin the surprise just yet, but you're going to want to see how he arrived at the results we've arrived at, because you are going to want to see proof. And this is where you will find that. You're also going to get Dan's second email address if you want to submit an indicator to profile on the show. We have done a few already. Some of these just don't quite have the results. They're cool indicators, but you know what we do here. We filter through and we show you the best of what we've got. But rest assured, we will be doing more user submissions going forward. And then as always, don't forget this, guys. We're getting questions like, where do I download this? Where do you think you download this? Where I tell you to download this right here in the indicator library. New person that doesn't know what they're doing, go back and watch my initial videos. The library has this indicator and every indicator we have ever done in the indicator profile series for you to download for your own collection. So let's go ahead and take a look at the results for the Trend Intensity Index, starting with the Euro USD. Now, what you see is not a test. You see how fresh I am? I would have been a rapper if this trading thing didn't work out. Now, you are going to see 12 out of 12 and 10 out of 10. Now, it's not quite as absurd if this was like 25 and this was 18. That would be like, you could still show it to me in real time and I wouldn't believe you. But this is still pretty bananas. But with just a low enough amount of trades to where I'm like, yeah, that could happen. And in Dan's video, which you're going to want to watch, he shows you how he gets there. Or he shows you how the indicator gets there. Now, the ROI is not going to be off the charts good, but you guys know, as far as the Euro USD goes, this is pretty elite in terms of what we showed you here so far on the indicator profile series. Again, this could be too slow for most people. Remember, as you add other pieces to this, even if this is your second confirmation indicator, these numbers are going to go down. So you have to decide what this means to you. This is going to be a bit of a trade-off. So that's kind of the yin and yang here. Now, this thing did not miss over a 1-year period, but it only fired 12 bullets. What does that mean to you? But we should move on. Let's see if it carries this momentum and this crazy accuracy forward into gold. It doesn't. A bit more, what we would expect as far as win-loss ratios go, but a strong ROI. I've showed you ROIs in the 30s and even the 40s in the past, but this is still certainly strong enough to test, in my opinion, but you're still getting 12 total trades. This thing did not stop being slow. It actually gave you the same amount of trades on gold on the daily, just more on the 4-hour. Moving over to the S&P, these are certainly strong enough for me to test, but again, you're getting a low amount of trades. 9 out of 10 on this one. I mean, this thing is just ridiculous. Maybe it's that whole thing, like if you drive slow enough, you'll never have to stop at a red light. That if this thing just moves slow enough, it'll get every winner. I don't know, but still, seeing strong ROIs across the board in every pair so far. Now, can it still do that? Perform as well on what has now been on the indicator profile series, the Widowmaker, and that's going to be Bitcoin. And really, no. Gone are the days where we see those 30, 40, and even 50% ROIs on Bitcoin. I'm sure they will come back. It might just have something to do with the indicators we're using. Bitcoin is still hitting trends to the upside and the downside, just like it was before. But for some reason, we just haven't got there these past 6 or 7 weeks. And possible Costanza opportunity here. If you know, you know. If you don't, you should watch more videos. But apart from that, really nice across the board if you're willing to put up with a lower amount of trades. There is nobody else in all of YouTube doing what we're doing here. We have the Trading Psychology podcast every Monday, the single most important thing we do on this channel. Indicator Profile series every Wednesday. Blog every Thursday, usually when I don't have writer's block, which is a real thing. And the 10-Minute Contrarian Investing podcast every Saturday. If done correctly and efficiently, trading can get you to the other side, as can investing. We got you covered here. Subscribe, hit the bell, don't miss anything, and go get it.